middleweight division has a problem. His name is Hamzah Sheeraz. At 6'3", he moves like a middleweight, hits like a light heavyweight, and keeps finding ways to make good fighters look completely lost. And over the next few minutes, you'll see exactly why he's becoming one of the most feared men in boxing. Hamzah turned professional in 2017 and quickly built a 6-fight winning streak within 2 years.
Look and how well he can perform, and he's performing brilliant.
One of his most impressive early performances came against the Rod Douglas Jr., who was dropped to his knees by the very first punch of the fight.
After a fight against Harold Graham, oh, good shot.
Douglas beat the count, but Sheeraz immediately closed the distance.
Looking to get another one here. Douglas is all over the place. And take him out in this opening round, and he surely is doing it.
Although Douglas got back to his feet, Sheeraz rushed in once more.
Douglas a few extra seconds. Oh, good shot, good right hand again.
And the towels come in.
Forcing the corner to throw in the towel and bring the fight to an end. By 2019, Sheeraz had moved to 9-0 and was starting to get real attention, but he still needed a signature win, something that proved he was more than just a prospect. That chance came against Ryan Kelly for the vacant WBO European title.
He's going to win in the fight if he does.
That's good. That's good again.
Oh, lovely uppercut.
Then, in round 6, he found the opening.
Second half. Oh, good shot.
Kelly beat the count, but Sheeraz didn't let him reset.
The Birmingham lad. Big punches again, and he goes down. It's all over.
After winning the WBO European Super Welterweight title, he returned to defend it against Paul Keane. Keane came in determined to spoil the moment, but Sheeraz made it clear that wasn't going to happen.
Use that to great right.
From that point on, Sheeraz turned up the pace.
But again, Keane is happy to go into the corner.
Keane refused to back down, but his toughness only kept him in the line of fire.
Little fights of 10-rounders. Oh, that's a good left hand in there.
The punishment carried into the next round, and with Keane taking too much damage, his corner stepped in before the 7th. Hamzah's next assignment came against Francisco Torres for the vacant WBC silver middleweight title. The early rounds were quiet, both men feeling each other out.
And he's just caught him there, and he's got him staggering, and is this the moment for Sheeraz?
In round 3, Sheeraz landed a sharp jab that dropped Torres.
Funes would like him to be more aggressive, and he's put him down with a left jab.
But as he rushed in for the finish, Torres fired back.
The target. Down goes Sheeraz.
Hamzah answered by putting Torres down for a second time in the same round.
There's the punch.
By round 5, the momentum was back where it started.
Sheeraz looking to set him up with the right hand, and down he goes. What a punch.
Torres tried to beat the count, but the referee stepped in before any more damage could be done. By 2024, Sheeraz was no longer being viewed as a prospect, but as a genuine contender, and his matchup with Liam Williams offered another opportunity to prove it. Less than a minute in, Sheeraz dropped him with a sharp jab.
Jab, that's what Williams got to try and do, and he gets caught with a straight shot.
Williams beat the count and tried to settle back into the fight, but Sheeraz stayed right on him.
And Sheeraz is looking electric. What a shot.
Although Williams refused to quit, the one-way traffic continued as Sheeraz piled on the pressure.
Electricity. The full voltage.
Until his corner finally stepped in and waved it off.
Hamzah Sheeraz!
After recording his 13th straight stoppage victory, he set his sights on Chris Eubank Jr., but his next assignment turned out to be unbeaten contender Austin Williams, a high-stakes clash between two undefeated middleweights. And early on, Williams made it competitive.
Second shot.
Oh, there's a step in left hand from the southpaw.
Nice and straight.
Oh, left hand! Talk about nice and straight!
But as the rounds progressed, Sheeraz began finding his rhythm.
To come forward on it.
Oh! Still looks like a little bit of damage. Good to look at Sheeraz.
Anything's been heard before.
Oh! Massive shot at the bell!
He took control of the pace, landing clean shots and gradually breaking Williams down.
That jab. Oh,
And just push up that back foot.
he was 10 years old. Oh, he just got caught with the right hand.
The damage became increasingly visible on Williams as his right eye swelled badly.
It's more volume. Oh, massive! Working the levels a bit more because this is all one.
Then, in round 10, the breakthrough finally came. Williams came out looking to mount one last comeback in the 11th, but Sheeraz immediately shut the door. With Williams no longer able to defend himself, the referee stepped in and waved the fight off. In the summer of 2025, Hamzah stepped into one of the biggest fights of his career against Edgar Berlanga, a dangerous puncher with real experience at the highest level. Many expected this to be his toughest test yet. Instead, Sheeraz delivered one of the most impressive performances of his career. After controlling the early rounds with a jab and superior reach,
I'm told he's lined up for a fight with Canelo Alvarez.
Hamzah found his breakthrough in the 4th.
More ways to land.
And a barrage of heavy combinations sent him to the canvas again. Early in the 5th round, Sheeraz hurt him again.
Cross. And there he's got him hurt again. And that's it. That's it.
Forcing the referee to step in and hand Berlanga the first stoppage loss of his professional career. Fresh off his dominant victory over Edgar Berlanga, he returned to challenge Alen Bejic for the vacant WBO super middleweight title. Bejic entered the fight unbeaten, but the gap between the two became obvious almost immediately.
Express yourself, mate. Nothing's going to come up. You're not going to do anything.
Bejic spent most of the fight retreating as Sheeraz landed clean punches almost at will.
Levels beginning to tell. European to a very good one. Big uppercut from Sheeraz. Might do the job, all these punishing hooks.
The pressure only intensified in the 2nd round, with Sheeraz repeatedly snapping Bejic's head back.
Oh, it's all to Sheeraz. And his thudding punches is out of his step. That's what it looks like.
Before closing the show for good.
And unable to find anything, body shot. Cripples him in pain. Down he goes. This is it. The WBO Super Middleweight Champ.
At 6'3" with speed, power, and the ability to end a fight with a single shot, Hamzah is becoming a serious problem for the entire division. One by one, contenders have stepped in looking to test him, and one by one, they've walked away with the same answer. The only question now is, how far can he go? If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.